Something in the way they walk, something in the way they talk, something about the way they hold their fork, something in the way they rock. Ocean woman, wild, 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 wicked wild. I say yeah, they wild. Oh, ocean woman, ocean woman, ocean woman, wicked. Ocean woman, ocean woman, ocean woman, wild. Ocean woman, ocean woman, ocean woman, wicked. Ocean woman, ocean woman, ocean woman, wild. Something about the way they smile, something about their cool style, something about the way the jams beguile. When you love them, you must dance them. Let's walk down the aisle. Ocean woman, wild, 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 wicked wild.
Calypso family, what's up? It is another week and I am super excited to be here once again with you so that we can share in this Calypso journey, which is Voice of the People. But by now I think you already know that, so thank you again for being part of this movement. Now I have a few things on my list, or rather on my agenda today. So the first order of business is to ensure that everybody gets a grasp of what we're doing. It is a Calypso docu-series, but we want to make sure that we keep the art form alive. We help support it right now during these trying times, and the way that you can do that is by me reminding you that we have our GoFundMe. So you just need to search for the Calypso Relief Fund, and that can go a long way, and you can donate whatever is feasible to you. Now also you can choose to donate directly to your favorite Calypsonians if you head over to easyclicktickets.com and you look for Voice of the People. Now it's also even easier if you're watching us on YouTube, because the links are in the description box below, so at your convenience you can head down and check it out. So that's the first order of business. Second order of business is to also officially welcome you back. Make sure that you feel warmed up, that you're ready to groove with us today, because we have another heavy hitter here, and you know what? She is definitely another powerhouse, and it's not too many females who made their names in the Calypso arena here in St. Lucia. So of course I'm excited once again. Now that was a clue for you. You know I like to play a little trivia, but before I go on to give you any further clues, the final order of business right now, guess what? Is for me to give you the last set of clues. So of course she has been in the industry for quite a while, also very instrumental and passionate about our culture, because you can find her present in the flower festivals, and she has also won La Wen Creole. Apart from that, she definitely comes up with some witty lyrics, but it's like Calypso is in her veins, it's in her blood, because it's a family affair. Her brother is also a monarch. I'll just say the Blacks. By now, I think I've given it away. So you guys get ready, because we are going to take a journey and now get to know a lot more about Black Pearl.
My name is Agnes Chester, better known as Black Pearl. Growing up as a child, I remember a lot of nice histories, like going to school, but before I go to school, I used to play marbles and stuff, you know. For some reason, I always reach in late, and that headmaster always used to wait for me with like timetable, like tutus or for frees or whatever, or spell something. So with this, I think I improve of learning mathematics a lot and learning spelling a lot, because I always have to think about what they're going to ask me when I reach at school late. But I always play marbles before I go to school. I remember along the line, like my mother was, because she's dead now, a short 12 hours, they call it. She always sings for La Rose group. And I remember going with her. I have 5 sisters and 3 brothers. But my brothers, you know, boys already, they stay home. But I remember me and my 2 other sisters, we always go to, with my mother, to that hall, Isai Hall in Anse La Raye Mole Street. I remember that hall. And we used to go there with my mother. And she always used to sing. But for some reason, I always used to watch her and listen to her, what she's singing. And she always had that song like, I my la was, woyo my la was, I my la was, no pabuye no kaimo. Up to now they play that song, and every time I hear that song, I remember my mother. So it was nice growing up, you know, playing marbles, playing football. They used to be do that sun, that hip hop sun by the beach for trucks to come and take it. I used to go up on that thing and roll down and stuff. It was very nice. Her Black always used to be silent and quiet, but I always used to watch him and follow him around, you know. But I think little, he didn't grow with us. He raised up with his father in town. But gradually, always he comes with and see my mom, but he always a quiet person. But growing up with him, it was nice. With my other sisters, my siblings, they were fantastic. Me and my sister, the one after me, Hygiena, we used to like go under the pole and like do like church. I used to have that cover of the pond, and I used to, you know, we used to sing, and she used to preach the gospel. I used to sing and stuff. We had a good time. How I started singing calypso, my brother was in calypso before me. And in singing, I always want to be on stage, because for some reason I always a spokesperson. Even if I'm not singing calypso, I always answering for somebody else, so I always there. If somebody don't understand something, I always, you know, have the person to understand what they're saying or whatever. So I always a spokesperson. And I remember 88, I went to England with my sister in a wedding. But when I came back, because I was working at the water sports department, I don't start at water sports, I started as a waitress. And being a waitress, I always sing after I serve the people, because I need a little something, a little tip. So what I do, I serve them, then after I said, I have a nice song for you. And I always sing in that song, Lovely St. Lucia. So then from there, like it wasn't my vibing at being a waitress. So they said, okay, they're going to send me as a cashier. And from there, they said, that's not the place for you. And Mr. John Powell asked me, Black Pearl, do you want to go on a course? I said, what kind of course? He said, windsurfing course. I said, what? I can't do any windsurf. Why you send me on a windsurfing course? But for some reason, he said, I think that department is going to be good for you. So I said, so you don't want me in your business? He said, it's not that. I'm just trying to send you forward. So when I come back, they send me straight back to water sports. So while I was in water sports, my brother was singing. I used to hear my brother and stuff. So anytime I go on the windsurfer, I always singing out. You understand? So 1989, I think I was at the water sports, and Jati came to me and said, if I want to sing a song. Oops. And I said, what song? And then he said, well, I have something. And I said, okay, no problem, let me listen to it. Then I listened to the song, which I don't really remember what song, but I know my first song was Oppressor Man, so probably that's the song. And then I said, okay, no problem. But before I did anything, I said, okay, I'm going to check my brother. So I called my brother, I said, Black, garçon, I want to sing it. And he goes, one thing, when you go into the people's stage, you know what you're doing, what you're saying, because you know 10 Pines and all them people, he knows about it. So he didn't, like, I would say he didn't want me to be in the arena together with him. But when I checked it afterwards, I said, okay, he was just warning me to be aware of what will be going on, because I get a lot of things on stage. But the 10 Pines like me, and I ain't digging the thing. So I said, okay, I'm going to try it. But before I went, I talked to Jati, I talked to her Black, and they said, okay, no problem, if you can do it, no problem. So I said, okay, let me give it a try. But I wasn't out there like singing on stage like together with them. I was on backstage. I never made it to the quarterfinals, because you know, 10s before, we used to sing before we make it to the quarterfinals. And sometimes if the song not good, and probably if you're not ready, you'll say you're not ready, and I'm never ready. But I always have a song in the 10th, so I'd never make it to the quarterfinals. But I remember the year when I sing Oppressor Man, and it was nice. I had a lot of fun. What I expect, like, to the 10 Pines to boo me, they didn't boo me. I mean, I get a good audience out there, and they was clapping for me and everything. I said, okay, I'm doing something good. So I said, I'm going to carry on. I remember the year again, at the town hall, her Black had to sing one day's work. And then he wasn't there. And when they called him, I was there. And I could sing the song. So I said, okay, let me sing for my brother. So I raised up my hand, and everybody was waiting for me on stage. And I did the whole song, and they anchored me. And I was happy. Happy for me and happy that even if my brother wasn't there, the song was still out there. And look, I'm still here. I love the art form. If I didn't like the art form, I would not be here right now. Because in Calypso, I go for so much things. When I started singing Calypso, that was 89. Imagine singing. They always send me to Calypso jail. My brother did the song until he probably changed that song. I will always be in Calypso jail. Then I was in jail 2002 with Boucher and Treat Me Nicely. Boy, I love that song, Treat Me Nicely. Because that song, when my writer gave it to me, he didn't give me a song. He just gave me a paper and words on it. And he said, Black Pearl, look a song. Then I look at the whole thing. I said, but this is not a song. This is a love letter. And he said, no, it's a song. So I said, okay, no problem. I said, where is the music? He said, I don't have no music. I don't have no rhythm. So I said, but how can I do that? He said, okay, do whatever you want with the song. It is your song. I'm not going to charge you for it because when they write songs for you, they pay. You get, the people get paid and it's your song. But he never charged me for it. He said, look, a song. And then I figured it out and Treat Me Nicely came out. And I had it with Boucher. And that year was great. Imagine I had management. After that I never had none. Before that I never had none. But that year, 2002, I had management team working with me. I had transport dropping me back. Because normally, people will see me on stage. Yeah, having fun. But when I leave that stage, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, me and her Black by the bridge, hiking for a ride to go to Anse La Raye. When the transport put me down in Marigot, her Black have to walk from Marigot to Anse La Raye. I keep on calling him, brother, you reach already? Tell me no. And sometimes probably said, hey, garçon, confini. I even Anse La Raye, I get a ride, and those kind of things. You check it, but it's very, very difficult to be in the arena. But once you like the art form, like me, I'm still here. Opera Sermon was my first song. But to tell you the truth, I do not really remember that night. I know I was on stage singing that song, and I know a lot of people was applauding me and was there for me. But the night I remember was the night I did Shasha Ate. That's a long time song too, Feyo Shasha Ate. I remember that Getty. Lots of people, And for some reason, I like that song. I don't know why, but I just like the song. Because as far as I concerned around that time with elections and stuff, the way they was treating, like they wanted our Tikwa, we have to make them go and search for it. It was just, a time of John Compton and stuff. And I just love that song. So that year, backstage, it was at Getty, so it wasn't that much of a backstage. We used to change and stuff. But for some reason, I was always nervous. But I always remember one thing. Black Pearl, go out there and do your best. So I always think I have to go out there and do my best. So whatever reason, whatever way I feel before I go on stage, I always pray. I always say, boy, if I go out there and do Papi show, they go laugh at me. But I know that tempiness is on my side, so I ain't digging nothing. But for some reason, I always say, Jah, give me the strength. Let me go at the front and do what I have to do. And for some reason, if I forget any words, I'll just put anything. Something to write whatever. So you don't even know if I make a mistake, like stopping and I have to think no. But a little nervous, yes. Because every artist, before you go on stage, you must feel that vibe. You must feel that little vibe. Okay, my soca titles, that's Boucher 2002, I won. I came first runner-up in the Calypso arena after Pep, that was 2002 also. But along the way, since I'm a patois lady, I was on a show like the Queen of Creole, Jeune Creole, and I won 2012.
Hey there, thank you so much for coming back so quickly. Now, I know we've been learning a lot about Black Pearl, but there's still so much more to come. And just because you are so loyal, I have something special up my sleeve for you, because we're going to head back to our creative hub, which is Island Mix, and Black Pearl is going to give us her performance of Boucher.
J'ai number play to a side. So yo kaka se kai. Se fa west. Mwen a ye sit you west. Wope ya moun ka soupe. Yo pa sa ki sa pou yo fe. Sou soti apre se oupe. Ellen Kamini kon love fe. Somebody please call 999. Yo pete kote mwen ya. Somebody please call Babylon. Wave your flag if you see one. Somebody please call 999. If the policeman a hand. Bouche yo. Bawe yo. Awete yo. Let we stop them one by one. Bouche yo. Bawe yo. Awete yo. Let we stop them one by one. Ouais, messieurs. Après moi, ça va au temps wet. Quand tu vas gagner ça, quand tu vas ici, on est pour le bout de Dieu, messieurs. Si au chabolet, levez la main, si au chabolet, levez la main, si au chabolet, levez la main, ho, levez la main, ho, levez la main, ho, si au chabolet, levez la main, si au chabolet, levez la main, si au chabolet, levez la main, ho, levez la main, ho, levez la main, ho. Ça j'arrive moi, ok tu qui me tellement cher, et puis on toi au point nous ne pouvons pas avoir ça, alors tout pour ces moun ça là c'est volé les moun volé c'est lisi, puis à police la dit, gardez pour lui en 26, yo ka joine bon c'est pour lui. En chalet nous ça c'est chombi, en wache for coquette money, na do c'est un real web chebe yo ek ba yo bonne fête. Somebody please call 999, yo pete kote mwen ya. Somebody please call Babylon, wave your flag if you see. Somebody please call 999, if the policeman a hand. Bouche yo, bawe yo, awete yo, let we stop them one by one. Bouche yo, bawe yo, awete yo, let we stop them one by one. Somebody please call 999, yo pete kote mwen ya. Somebody please call Babylon, wave your flag if you see. Somebody please call 999, if the policeman a hand. Bouche yo, bawe yo, awete yo, let we stop them one by one. Bouche yo, bawe yo, awete yo, si au chabolet, levez la main, si au chabolet, levez la main, si au chabolet, levez la main, ho, levez la main, ho, levez la main, ho, si au chabolet, levez la main, si au chabolet, levez la main, si au chabolet, levez la main, ho, levez la main, ho, des bonnes volées.
Levez la main. Oh, levez la main. Oh, levez. Let me tell you something. You'll need to stop creeping up on me like that, okay? But anyhow, I hope you'll enjoy that performance. It's still stuck in my head. I love this song. And fun fact for you, back in 2002, Black Pearl won the Soca Monarch with that song. And I didn't even know that. But it's a learning process. I'm learning along the way, and hopefully you're enjoying as we go on. And right now we're going to head back to Black Pearl, because a major part of this is us connecting with our calypsonians and knowing what makes them tick, what motivates them, what inspires them. So let's go dig deeper and find out exactly what makes Black Pearl exactly who she is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
My brother Her Black started singing calypso in 1986, 3 years before me, 1989. And after 42 years, we came together as the Blacks in the year 2018, doing two powerful songs, Black Man and This Guy. Both songs was written by my brother, Her Black. We made it to the semis, then the finals. I don't care what nobody say, but I felt it was our year. But they mess us up big time. I felt so good being on stage with my brother, one of the most popular calypsonian in the world. Hi, Her Black. After 18 years in calypso jail, I was freed, proud to do battle with my brother. And we almost won, but for me, we won that year. Some people said that we wouldn't make it this far, but we did. We surprised them. This year was the most happiest year in calypso for me. My brother Hill Black is a good writer, a good songwriter. He's one of the best. This year's song, The Flow, was written by him. With him as my writer, I can see I will never stop singing calypso. Things have changed, but I will never change. I will be me. I will be Black Pearl. I will stand for calypso.
Yeah, you was asking my favorite calypso. What was my favorite calypso? My favorite calypso is like my calypsonian is Hill Black. And one day's work.
Mr. Bossman got angry for so, and tell me don't come to work no more. Hey, la, la, la. He started cursing me, calling me all kinds of stupidity, telling me I am nothing else but lazy. Well, my Bossman want to make it clear, so very clear. The Bossman is working the work unfair. Yeah, la, la, la. As far as I see, one day's work is not funny. I asked the boss to raise the button to fire me. One day's work can buy me a pants. One day's work can buy me a shoe. One day's work can buy me a shoe. But tell me what you want me to do. And one day's work can buy me a pants. Oh, it can buy me a shirt. One day's work can buy me a shoe. But what the hell you want us to do?
Then I have Singing Sandra. Then Lady Lynn, Nothing Gonna Spoil My Day.
Hey! Oh! Enjoy your life. I see people looking so grumpy. They don't like what's happening in the country. Government revamp nice, and some feel victimized. But please don't catch a fit, like life depends on it. It's a beautiful day. Chant a psalm and pray. It's a beautiful day. Ooh, viva Messi, bon Dieu.
And then, as I said, that guy, Trinidad Rio, Back to Basic.
I went to public utilities and tell them disconnect them facilities, cause me want them. I tried to contact the ombudsman, but never in office. I'm going to file me an injunction on the public service. But every time a heavy rainfall, by me don't have no current at all. They spoil my TV, they spoil my fridge, they nearly kill me with low voltage. Now before they make me a lunatic, I'm going back to basic. I'm going and get a flambeau and lamp with a wick. I'm going back to basic.
I love that song. For some reason, that's taking me back to wow. I love that song. I keep on listening to that song all the time. I love T.C. Brown with that song that he won, Rasta. I love Sparrow. I love Get Through. Get Through, for some reason, he had that vibe, you know, in. I love Ready. I mean, she's young, but she have that vibe inside of her. And another one again I love, Oshun. For some reason, she's little, but she have that vibe inside of her. Imagine recently I meet her, and like she talks with experience. When she sings, you can see something inside of her, like, you know, like the feeling, you know, somebody I want to, you know, like, to go forward. So I think I love her song. So yes, and they have a lot of calypsos that I like. Like Invader have this year, Close the Border. I love that song. For some reason, I don't even know why. It's with the little patois. And as far as I'm concerned, I love the patois in calypsos. Because when I start singing, I always have one patois song and one English song. I remember people tell me, Black Pearl, I shut a laws, but I don't care. I don't care. Because you know that patois, I remember that guy. As you say that, there is a story I'll give. That guy, but he died already for some strange reason. His name was Nelson. And every time he used to come by my shop, because I have a little shop in Marigot, he used to have that bottle, toot, toot, he used to blow. And he said, Lady Lean, c'est Sindescat, Black Pearl. And he used to call all that name. And he used to tell me, don't give up. Palajay, Chebe Baton, yon jou ka menon loin. And you know when I remember that? In August 2015, when I went to Haiti for Carrie Festa. Now because of Calypso again, because Michael Fontenelle know that I sing Calypso, and I know that I'm a very, very fast learner. And he had that play, Un Cuit d'Ouvanjou. And that main character, Madou, and somebody was doing that character, and the person was sick or whatever, and they only had 1 month. And they was already practicing 3 months before. And he goes, as the only person I think that can do that for you all fast is Black Pearl. I know nothing about acting. I'm a calypsonian. But he come to me that night and he said, Black Pearl, I needed to do something for me. And I said, what? He said, well, I have a script. When I look at the script, I said, me? Awa, that's too much. Madu is too long. I'm not going to do that. I said, okay, that's the only person I think that can do that for me fast. Then we went to Haiti. Within 1 month, within 3 weeks, I learned everything and I went to Haiti. I didn't know what I was doing, but whilst I was on stage, the people was laughing, which I was saying something I didn't even know I was saying, but they was laughing and everything, so I think I was doing everything good. And when I sit down and I look at that play, I did very good. But whilst I was on stage, I was doing my thing. When they was having closing ceremony, they wanted me to sing a song, Chemango. And I goes, why that song? And it's in patois. So you see, with singing that patois, you see how fight take me. And I on that stage singing closing ceremony for St. Lucia and singing that song, Chemango. You know, when I reached on the stage, I couldn't breathe. Then Richard Ambrose was with me because he was holding the flag. When I reached, I couldn't breathe. I can see all them people and thousands of people. I never see so many people in front of me. And then I cannot breathe. I cannot even start. Then I hold his shoulder and like his breath come into me and like I just start singing. And I'm singing. I'm not hearing nothing except my voice. So I'm wondering if my voice is out there or whatever I'm doing, because everybody's watching me and I'm not hearing nothing. A pin can drop. And then after I finished singing that song, everybody started clapping. And I keep hearing that same voice. Black Pearl, Lady Lynn, Sesindescat, Chebe Baton. That voice, that boy voice. And before I leave St. Lucia, he was already missing. And that voice keep for the memory, for that little seconds. See everybody clapping for me. And I heard that voice breaking through that patois song. A patois song. And everybody's telling me, Black Pearl, I should take Laos. And it's my language. I was born in St. Lucia. I speak 2 different languages. I'm not even too good in the English. Maybe if when people watching there, okay, but I do something, I don't care with that. So it's, in a tent, it helps you to go forward. It helps you to, like, you have quarterfinals, then you have semifinals. In the tent, they'll teach you things to go forward. Then you reach in semifinals. Then that tent will not leave you alone. Even if they don't make it to the semifinals, we'll still get together and help you in the semifinals. You reach to the finals, that tent again will not leave you alone because it's a tent. We unite, we there for each other until you reach the day of the finals. So it's nice to have a tent, understand? To help each other to go forward. I love music because if I have to think about Calypso, it's once a year. The way they do things now, I think it was going to go the whole year wrong, but it doesn't happen like that. Maybe of money wise, you know, them kind of things. But I love music. Imagine, I don't know too much about music, but I love keyboard. As the quarantine, the COVID thing, they were sending things on our chat and stuff, people singing that and singing that. And I said, okay, let me do something. So I choose that same song I did in Haiti, Chemango, and I just put a reggae beat to it. I use F, C, F, and G. I don't know nothing about music, but I can do something on the keyboard. And I did something about the COVID thing. You understand? It was nice. So what keeps me going Yes, I love calypso, but I still love music. So if calypso is the thing that will give us a chance every year to be on stage, to do something, I will stick to it. I love the art form. If I didn't love the art form, I am not there right now, because it's not easy. And now it's getting worse. That's why sometimes when the younger people come in there, they don't want to stay, because nothing is there for them. You understand? Who would want to come to a show, and when they finish, they have to go by the bridge and hike a ride in? I still doing it because I love the art form, you know. Now we have Sanyo. Sometimes tell Sanyo, you're going back to Anse La Raye, and she goes, no problem, and she'll give us a ride. But when Sanyo not there, or when whoever cannot give us a ride, I'm not driving, I don't have a taxi. And as far as I'm concerned, nobody never said they're going to pay a taxi for me to go home. And even if I have to take my money to buy a taxi, that would come out from around the time, sometimes they give us $150. And we are digging the thing. We had fun, you understand? And it's getting difficult, very, very difficult now. To be in that art form, you have to be very strong. Because the way it going there, people don't want to sing for nothing, and that's what they want. Every time they want us to sing for nothing, they get in me and her black. When they have to pay, they get in the bigger gangs. I will say it because it happens to me all the time. You understand? And they have people that will watch at that interview, and I will not mention names, and they know what I'm talking about. You know, sometimes when they have the big show, they want to give a little money. They don't have us, even if our song is good. And when they have like fundraising and stuff, Black Pearl Gaston, ça fait des t-shirts. I'm not doing it for them. You understand? I'm doing it for the person that's in need, the person that needs my help. I'm not doing nothing for them. Because if I have to think about them, I'm not doing anything. But it's not for them, it's for the person that needs the help. So I don't worry about that. There had times I'm home and I don't have nothing. People think, well, Black Pearl is Black Pearl and whatever. I'm broke just like anybody else, you know. I'm not working to say I have a job in a hotel or whatever. It's every year I sing, and every year they send me Calypso jail. I have a little shop in Marigot, and this was closed anyway. And I can't go in the thing, but I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit down there. My brother have a little bakery. I put myself in there and I trying to do something. You know, look, we had that show there. I did not know nobody to pay no music sheets. But TC had to link up with us and see how it going and whatever. It flow good, like the flow, it flow in. You know, once you can talk to people and they can listen to you and know what, you know. But it is very difficult. You understand? Look, now I'm not just a little bakery. I still have to pay costs. I still have to pay electricity. You understand? Nothing is running. Government say they're going to give us something up to now. We have to wait. I mean, a little patient, we have to wait. But don't think it's a bed of roses. You know, sometimes when I have to go and perform, by Cathy I go in. People go think it's looking good. I ain't paid the thing yet. And sometimes what they give me, I cannot even really pay Cathy back. It's sometimes up to my own Cathy. That ain't nothing for, you know, that ain't nobody's business. But it's very difficult, you understand? And sometimes she will say, okay, Black Pearl, just hold that. You know? People might think, well, I am me. Yes. You are at my home. You don't know what I eat in. Nothing is running. When the bigger people have their shows, they're not even telling you, okay, look up blind. It's, as I said, fundraising alone. So how are I getting along? But I love the art form. I don't wait for calypso. I don't wait for music to survive. I do little things. Like this dress on me. I did that. I remember the year I sing breast, leg and thighs. I had no money. But I said I'm not going to go on stage like look like a raga. So I started my little crochet and until I reached the top. And I was very happy to be on stage with it. I didn't have to pay no money. Like I had to go in a wedding recently there. I do my dress. And the dress, you can see that, and you $500 or something. It's a whole dress, and everybody saying, Black Pearl, I love it. I do swimming suits, I do different things. I don't wait until for calypso to do my thing. But it's a very, very difficult task to be a calypsonian and to be there. Because no money, you need music sheets. You need now nice outfit to go on stage. You need money for taxi because I'm not driving. And yes, still I get in myself wherever I have to be and go back at my home. I smiling, nothing to smile about, but I'm smiling. You understand? But it's a very, very, very difficult task to be a calypsonian. Moi ça do ça, because I'm going through it. When I was growing up, before I was Black Pearl, or whilst being Black Pearl, I used to do my dolls. I remember Libo. I didn't have nothing to give. When Echo said, we have to give whatever whoever want to give out something for Libo, whatever, I give my whole little check. But still that day, I had nothing to give. I go and I said, okay, I'm going to prepare dolls. And I name it Libo dolls. And by the time I retrieved the doll, all dolls was finished. And that money had to go to Libo. So at the end of the day, even if you don't have the money, you know, you can do something to help. Understand? I remember that I went in the shop. Things messed up. I crocheting, boy. I crocheting. I end people. At the time I end nothing again. When I look, I only see a dog. I say, nobody there. I there crocheting. When I look again, I see the dog. Only 25 cents, one sheet of white job. So I myself saying, well, Jah alone knows, man. So I lock in my shop and I going home. I just saying, black pearl, black pearl, black pearl. So don't close it, don't close it. You don't have sandwiches. Now at that time, I prepare my own little sandwich. I name it the black pearl sandwich. I bind my little things, bind the bread in the bakery. I put in my little things. I don't sell not one sandwich, but I close in that shop only 25 cents I sell. And that guy is calling me. I said, what do you want, a sandwich? I said, one sandwich. As I close in there, I want two. So I had two sandwiches. That time I was selling $3. That's $6. I said, okay, no problem, come through. Whilst I was doing that sandwich, my niece is calling me, Rosa, Black Pearl, you closed already? I said, no, I said in the shop. Why? I got we want 6 sandwiches. At that time, the fellow was doing accountants for that hotel, Discovery. He come in and tell me, Black Pearl, you don't have no Guinness there, man. I said, yes, Gasson. Tell me, Gasson, I want 6 of that. The man drink 4, and when he was going, he still take 6. You know, for that night there, within that minute there, I do $198. I can never forget the $98 because I count it. $198 within a minute. So at the end of the day, you have to be, you know, flexible. You have to be strong, and you have to be very patient in what you're doing. Because sometimes when you think it's coming, it's not coming. But for the 1 minute, I close in my shop. When I go home, I was smiling. So at the end of the day, not because I'm not singing, I will not just sit and say I'm not doing nothing. I'm trying to do something to help myself. And if you don't do anything to help yourself, you way back. Like people blaming government for this. I don't have time for that. If they come through, they come through. But don't sit down and think government go just bring food and whatever for you. No, man, you have to help yourself. Sometimes I don't even really take them on, you understand? Because I know what I know. I know I can help myself, you understand? So if you don't help yourself, who's going to help you? So at the end of the day, as me, Black Pearl, I always trying to help myself to go forward.
Well, what will you know? I definitely learned some more stuff about Black Pearl, and this is the whole point of Voice of the People, because we can really and truly get to hear straight from the voice of the people. So right now we have some more fun stuff. So I'm going to break up things a little bit. We're going to head to Island Mix because we are getting something brand spanking new for 2020. It is called D-Flow by Black Pearl.
Let me call my friends, man. No internet. Since morning, a little rain. Let me call flow. Toot, 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 toot. Flow operator, can you answer why the whole day we not getting internet? We can't use the Wi-Fi yet. What's the matter? Your transmitter will stop working whenever the place gets wet. No signal on my tablet. It's so appalling. People venting. They want to know something. We pay all our bills on time and get all of the time. But no, something always wrong with your line. So I say no, no, no. Flow, not so. How will lose and we connection so has a little rainfall. The customers are poor because the internet doesn't flow. I bet. Flow not so. Monopoly, flow have a fun we is no good for consumers of this country. Man, I say flow killing we. No competition, have no option. Forced to buy anything, flow selling to we. They taking all we money.
work hard, sleep and yet still the service giving we must rest. So I say, no, 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 flow, not so. How we losing we connection so as a little rainfall, because the man that fall, because the internet doesn't flow. I want to connect with my friends and family. Quarantine, COVID time. I want to watch them sing on the net. Still nothing. Hey, message on me phone. Flow message telling me my bill is due. They do always remind you. If you are in debt, every flow yet, don't forget this disconnection for you. Everybody know that's true. By Western Union, look for treasure, can't do no transaction. The irony is that I must say there was no internet on that day, but still I must find the money to pay. So I say no, 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 flow, not so. How we lose and we connection so as a little rainfall, the customers are fall because the internet doesn't flow. Oh yo yo, flow not so. Nothing yet, no connection. Line or sell, we need intel. Now the whole world has gone technology. The age of technology. All is not well with what flow sell. Rates they charge are too expensive for we. Like they just robbing we. Be frustrated, irritated when your network is dead. Showing up all your data plans, trick the customers with broadband. Oh flow, nothing but manipulation. So I say no, 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 flow, not so. How well losing we connection so as a little rainfall, the customers are fall because the internet doesn't flow. I pay my quarantine, but they not $7 my way flow, no connection. We need a competition.
Now this is the official wrap for this episode of Voice of the People, and again our featured artist Black Pearl. Big up to you, girl, because you know what, I definitely appreciate her honesty and candidness in sharing her story. And this is what Voice of the People is all about, because every story, especially if you followed from the beginning of this journey, from episode 1, every single calypsonian has their own unique story. So even if they share one thing in common, their love and passion for calypso, this show is about celebrating the struggles, the resilience, the wins, the gains, the highs, the lows, everything associated with calypso. And again, it's never going to get old because everybody has their own unique story. So right now, I just want to remind you that if you continue supporting this by just spreading the word, sharing the links, tuning in every time it's airing on DBS, then we will definitely create a powerful movement. And don't forget, you can support as well with the GoFundMe and with Easy Click tickets. The links are in the description box if you are watching on YouTube. Other than that, just head over to the Calypso Relief Fund on the GoFundMe page, or look for Voice of the People when you head to easyclicktickets.com and you can make your direct donations. So this is it for me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed that story and that journey, and we'll have another one coming real soon. So I'll see you next week on Voice of the People.